It's a delight to introduce your host for tonight, to kick off this year's Odyssey 2020 season. Rutger van Zuidam, ladies and gentlemen. Please give him a warm welcome. I'll give you this, Rutger.
Yes.
Rutger, how are you doing? It looks different with people in it, doesn't it?
Yes, beautiful. A lot. It looks amazing from up here. Hello, everybody. It feels, on one hand, super exciting, and on the other hand, this moment always haunts me. So, but in a positive way. So, yeah, let's get going.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. So, on a personal note, you've made quite a journey yourself since last year as well. How are things at the home front?
Yeah, good. And actually, last year when we were here, I was getting married in a couple of days later, and now a couple of weeks later, we are expecting our second son. So a couple of projects on the side, so to say. Annelie, she's also here somewhere, and probably carrying one of our younger participants today.
That's fantastic. Congratulations, Rutger.
Thank you.
So you're going into your 4th season for Odyssey.
Yes.
Looking back at the other 3 seasons and looking forward for this year, what has changed, what is new, and what have you learned taking into that?
Yeah, so let's go back to that moment in April when we had our last hackathon. Who was in this picture?
Can we see a show of hands?
Quite a lot
few.
of hands. Good to see here. And who is intending to be on the picture of the 2020 edition?
We need more hands.
Even more.
Oh,
yeah, that's very good.
We do have more hands.
So yeah, one of the key elements I think we did last year is to bring the notion that what we are actually doing is co-creating the 3rd generation of the web, the collaborative web, where we would not find just new apps or solutions that would work for one organization only, but could work for an entire network of collaborating organizations. And therefore, we were looking more and more for digital public infrastructure that is actually shared by everyone in the network, and more towards the protocol, right? And that was a very important step for this whole ecosystem. If you look at what we've learned from the last edition, it is more what happens next. If you have a tool, a solution, a protocol, then what? Why would you use it? So the road to adoption, I think, is not an easy one for many of these projects out there. It's on the one hand because they are exploring the unknown, so it's not really easy to allocate more resources when you have all these unanswered questions. And on the other hand, it's because we also have some old habits that we are unlearning as a business community, a government community, all working together. And one of the big ones is that we're used to do the game of, we have group A here, and that creates stuff for group B to buy or to use. And we've learned that this is a game of inclusivity, where we want to enable as many people and entities to become part of group A and co-create with all of them. So that implies deep engagement with the users.
Yeah. So you're talking about partnership and collaboration as one of the key opportunities as well. So we're looking around here tonight, and we'll learn more about these challenges as well. But it seems like you've already started some of that journey.
Yeah, quite a little bit. It is a kickoff, of course, but in the past 2 months, we have been defining most of the challenges already. Usually we have 20. Actually, we're going to have 21.
Wow, 21.
But we went in all kinds of workshops like this. And this is the one from KLM Cargo. We will go into the challenges later, but we found out that bringing all these stakeholders at the table, not just people from KLM, but their stakeholders, and jointly defining that challenge was a really exciting way of, one, defining the common ground where you can build together and really agree on what you want to solve. On the other hand, it showed us that there's a tremendous amount of opportunities to connect all the challenges because more or less they're trying to answer the same kind of questions from different angles. And I think that's where the magic is going to happen this year. Yeah, that's the exciting part, I think.
Absolutely, absolutely. So you're looking at mass engagement, it seems like, and how do you then go from mass engagement to, that interconnectivity, and then at the end, mass adaptation? I think is the next crucial stage, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this is the biggest challenge to all of us, is to go beyond diversity towards inclusivity. Where we really get it right on enabling anyone to contribute and benefit from whatever we make. But especially the contribution part gives purpose. And that's an important challenge that we have, because now we're here with a wonderful venue and an amazing group of people together. But actually, we should have these kind of things all over the world connected. And I think that's the next phase, what we are looking for, the really big challenge. So I'm also very, very grateful that from almost all the continents, there are people here today. And I'm grateful that they took the effort to travel here and connect with us and in the collaboration that is to come in the next season.
Absolutely, absolutely. So rejoicing that, and also looking at Polaris, the theme of the night, what kind of a mindset are you hoping to bring to the evening with the program and the design of the event and the people here?
Yeah, so you might have noticed that we're shifting from a technology push towards what humans actually need. And I think this is an important step. So when we talk about what is the Polaris mindset, I want to start that with the notion of exploratory pioneerism, I would say. So if we look at this image, it is the Hubble Deep Field image. On it are hundreds of galaxies, each containing hundreds of billions of stars that have planets. So do the math here. This picture, how it came to be, is actually at least as interesting. The scientists managed to get approval on a plan to point the Hubble telescope at not a star or a blimp of light, but at absolutely nothing. A piece of black sky the size of a grain of sand. They had the shutter open for 11 consecutive days when they pointed it at him, and then this picture came out. And it changed our notion of what is there, what is out there, quite drastically, right? So that's the pioneering mindset I would like to emphasize on. But it's also, I think, if we talk about Polaris, right, is this something where you look up, or do you look outside of yourself? Or can we find a Polaris in each and every one of us? Right? And I think we can. And if we talk about the space between stories, if we see each and every one's Polaris as a bright story, then I think the space between these stories is the connection. So that's what I wish for today and throughout the season, is that we recognize each and every one's Polaris and find the space between stories. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rutger.
Yeah.